Hi friends, it's Elizabeth Stone and I'm here with my friend Chi Wu, and today we invite you to learn how to make my favorite go-to meal for entertaining. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple, and more than anything, it is so yummy. And we do this for our clients too, right?
Yes,
all the
one
time.
of our specialties.
All right, so the meal is oven roasted beef tenderloin. We are making my mom's special consomme rice, asparagus with hollandaise. And that sounds like a very complicated meal, but I promise you it's not. So what Chi has done is he worked hard, and we have about, what, a 5-pound beef tenderloin here. So you get this from your butcher, and you do not have to get a prime beef tenderloin. There are only 2 tenderloins on every cow, and they're both tender. Whether it's prime or select or choice, so just get whatever is the best price and looks good. We've taken all of the fat off of this, right? And then what else?
And the silver skin that covers.
The silver skin runs along here, and it is the actual muscle that runs on the top of it.
Yes.
So you want to take that off because it doesn't taste very good. Now, Chi and I were just having this discussion. A lot of people tie twine around their tenderloins when they're cooking.
That's a preference.
Why do you do that?
Well, the reason for the twine is basically to make sure the beef tenderloin cooks at a uniform temperature throughout the whole process.
And a uniform size,
and
right?
And it also comes in a certain shape that it likes to be.
So, now I'm lazy at home. I don't want to put all that twine on there, so I don't cook it that way. But just so you know, so you've got a tenderloin here. This part is called the butt of the tenderloin. So it's usually bigger and thicker. And this is called the tail, and you can see it gets nice and thin down here at the end. So that's a lot of times people they tuck the tail so it doesn't get cooked too much. So that's one of the things they do. So, but I'm not gonna put twine on it because my theory on tenderloin is you can do a lot of things to it and it's still gonna be good. Even if you overcook it, it's gonna be good. All right, so I'm gonna let Chi season this up. I use 2 things on tenderloin. I use one of my favorite seasonings called Beaumont. It's made by Spice Islands. It's a wonderful seasoning. If you cannot find this or you do not have access to it, celery salt will do. That is the primary ingredient in this, but it's got a few other things. But we always use this, and we're gonna do a very, very heavy. There you go. Now it's looking like it. I know, that's hurting your arm. It's so heavy, right? Okay, now flip it over. I like to talk and make him do all the work. It makes it more fun for me. And while he's doing that, and then we come with just a little fine grind black pepper, and I'm gonna put a little bit on here. Now, a lot of people like to marinate their beef tenderloin ahead of time, but my whole theory is when you marinate really tender beef, you are making it tougher because, I got this part, but it needs some more Beaumont. You can't have enough Beaumont. Heavy,
When
heavy.
I flipped it over, it
I know, it got on the pan, it's okay. All right, now, although 2 of us did this, that is really simple. I hope you saw that, and that's all we're gonna do to it. I'm gonna tell you in a little bit about why you don't marinate it, but right now, we've preheated our oven to 400 degrees. We're gonna put this in there and bake it for about 20 minutes. And then we're gonna check it. So we'll be right back. Okay, now we're gonna make the next part of our dinner. We're gonna make consomme rice. This was my mom's recipe, and my entire life we had beef tenderloin and consomme rice for every birthday party for anybody in the family ever. So this is like
It's a family staple.
It's a family staple. This is like my go-to comfort food. So I'm going to teach you how to make it, okay?
Right. Might turn into mine.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to start with a stick of butter. So we have a stick of butter there. He's just going to put that in and let that get melted. Now this is a little bit like a risotto almost, where we're gonna melt the butter and then we're gonna saute the rice in the butter.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
I've never done that before.
So here, this is 2 cups of rice. We're gonna do that. And we're gonna just let that cook just like you would if you were making risotto. If you've never made risotto, then it's okay, but we're gonna cook the rice in the butter until it starts to lightly brown. We don't want it to get a real brown, but we want it to be lightly brown. You're gonna move it. You can see he's moving it constantly so it doesn't burn, right?
And hoping that flavor will go into the rice.
Right, that's what we're looking for, that little bit of toasted flavor, right?
Liz, you guys start with this. I've heard that some people toast the rice before they put the butter. Is that something of a...
You know, I guess you could do that. I don't think there's a reason not to do that, but I've always done it this way. This is how my mom taught me, but I also thought too when I started making risotto, which I didn't make till much later in life, but that's how you start with risotto. You fry it in the oil or the butter just to kind of, I think Mom's purpose was to just kind of make the rice crispy a little bit so that when you put the liquid in, which we're going to do in just a minute, the rice stays very, it doesn't get sticky.
Okay, so it's more firm.
It's more firm, but it absorbs all that flavor. So this rice has 3 ingredients. It's rice and butter and then consomme. Now this is Campbell's consomme. This is what I've always used. You can get this at almost any grocery store. If you can't find it, you can use other beef consomme, but it's not the same as beef stock, so don't confuse it with beef stock. You need to get a consomme because it's got a very rich flavor. It's been cooked down. The consomme comes from the marrow of the bone of the beef, and that's what gives it its very rich flavor.
Oh,
so, see how it's starting to brown a little bit? That's exactly what you want. That little bit of browning. Oh. Now, can you smell it? You can see, you can smell that nuttiness to taste it. All right. So, and we're going to add 4 cans of consomme. You ready? You're going to need to stir as I put this in, because it's going to start to smoke. I'm just going to get this all in there. One. All right, here we go. And we use converted rice. You don't have to use converted rice. So if you're not using converted rice, you're gonna wanna cook it a little bit longer, but with converted rice, it takes about 20 minutes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this to a pretty hefty boil. And once it starts boiling, we're gonna turn it on simmer and put the lid on and cook it for 20 minutes. It's gonna be so yummy. Okay, now we're gonna make the 3rd piece to our dinner, asparagus, and the easiest hollandaise you've ever made, no fail, blender hollandaise. So, we're gonna start with these asparagus. The easiest way to cook asparagus, and I know you're gonna think this is crazy, but is in the microwave. Right?
That's your secret.
That's my secret.
What you taught me.
And when you do them in the microwave, you do them for 2 minutes, and then you pause, and if they need to be cooked more, you do another 2 minutes. Don't want to do them for 4 minutes, because a microwave works by spinning water particles, and the longer you do it, it pulls the moisture out. But if you just do them for 2 minutes to start, then we'll see if they're done, and if they're not, we'll do them a little bit more. So, you are going to put those in the microwave for 2 minutes. So now all we have to do is make the hollandaise. So I'm going to start the hollandaise, but you don't want to do the final piece of the hollandaise for the very last second. So this is super easy. So I'm going to take the top off of this blender, and we're going to add 3 egg yolks right into there. Okay, and then we have about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Okay, and a pinch of cayenne pepper, just a little pinch to give it a flavor. And then we're going to add our butter, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this on quickly just to get it mixed up. So now that's all mixed up, And what we're gonna do, Chi is going to heat our butter. So we're gonna turn on that, and we've got about a half a cup of butter that we're gonna get hot. Okay, so now you see how they've started to turn colors. They're nice and green. But you know, we have this trick at Silverstone about how asparagus, we used to have a lady that worked for us named Miss Judy.
Yes.
And she would say the asparagus are ready when they wave at you. That is not waving.
Yet.
It's hard as it can be. So we're gonna go 2 more minutes and then we will check them again.
All right,
And you can see there's nothing in the plate. There's no water. There's not covered. So let's go 2 more minutes.
Sounds good. Good.
Okay, it's been 20 minutes. I'm gonna check my beef tenderloin and I'm gonna bet you it is ready. That's the greatest thing. So here we go. We've got this beautiful tenderloin here. Okay, so I'm gonna use my instant read thermometer just to double check and make sure that this is done. And here we go, it's reading and we are at 122. So that's perfect. Now, while it's hot, she's got some butter. We pour it right on top of there. And it's nice and hot, so it's gonna melt that butter. Oh, that looks terrible, doesn't it? Wow. Now this is, again, all you folks out there, we've got to talk about marinating beef tenderloin before or after. This is what I call marinating it afterwards. So we're giving it some flavor, and this is Worcestershire. It's about a half a cup of Worcestershire. Just gonna pour it on there, and then we're gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes before we serve it. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look good? Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people talk about marinating before, so I want to know what you think. I feel like when you marinate beef tenderloin before, it gets dried out and it gets tough. So I don't know what you think, but that's my theory. This one has always worked perfectly for me, so that's the one I'm going with. But let me know what you think. Okay, let's just set this right over here. We've got to finish up our asparagus, and we're gonna check on our rice, and then we're gonna put this all together and have just the super easy dinner party. Okay, Chi, how's the asparagus looking?
I think it looks good.
Beautiful color. Okay, give us the test.
All right, let's see if it waves.
Miss Judy would be proud. Look at that.
Oh,
it's waving.
It's waving.
How about that? So what you've got here is you've got a nice asparagus that's cooked all the way through, but it's not limp. It's still got some texture to it, and that's what you're looking for. So we're gonna just set that right here. And now we're going to make our hollandaise sauce that we're gonna put on top of it. So just to remind everybody, we've put 3 egg yolks, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and a pinch of cayenne pepper in the blender. And now we're gonna add a half a cup of butter. So I'm gonna turn this on low. Start to get thick. Nice slow stream. Now I know on the video y'all probably couldn't hear this, but when the hollandaise starts to get thick, it sounds different in the blender, and that's when you know you've got the right consistency. So when you take the lid off, you will see we've got a nice creamy consistency there that still you're able to pour, but it's not real liquidy. Gee, look at this meal we just prepared. Isn't this awesome?
Yeah,
so we have our beef tenderloin, and then we have Mom's consomme rice. Ooh, doesn't that look beautiful? We have our asparagus, we have our hollandaise, and then we have our little bit of sauce that we made for the beef. The whole thing, 45 minutes. Could not be easier. You can do this. You can do this at home. You can have it as your birthday dinner like I did my entire life, or you can just have it for a special occasion for your family and friends, whatever you want to do. So are you ready? Let's give it a whirl, right?
Let's take a look.
So I'm going to just cut right through the middle of this. And look at that. It's a beautiful medium rare. Now, again, if you want it a little more done, you can, there are a couple of things you can do. You can go towards the end of the tenderloin, and you will see it's going to be a little bit more done if you like that. If you want it more done, you just cook it longer, and that's totally fine. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this to put on our plate. So if you'll hand me the plate, we'll go like that. And now let's put some rice on the plate. And then we're gonna put a few asparagus on the plate. Rice, just a normal serving. You don't need, not rice from Army.
I'm sorry,
You know.
I'm Chinese, you know, so I'm a little partial to that.
Okay, and we've got about 5 asparagus we're gonna put on here. And then let's add a little bit of the hollandaise. Look at this beautiful hollandaise that we made. So I'm gonna put that right on top of there. Look how beautiful that is. And then you're gonna give it a little bit of this sauce right on top of the beef. This is our Worcestershire butter sauce.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that pretty? And then, you know how I like to put my herbs on the plate. So I've just got a few little herbs from my garden. We're gonna put right there. And look how beautiful that is. It looks good enough to eat, doesn't it?
I can't wait.
Easy, quick, best dinner ever for entertaining. Let's give it a try.
Can't wait.
You ready? Look at
Looks
this
delicious.
beef. I'm gonna cut it. You could almost cut this with a fork. Look how tender it is. Okay, there's a piece for you. Here's a piece for me.
This one's for me?
Yeah, right? That big one's for you. That's right. It's good stuff, right?
Melt in your mouth. Melt in your mouth.
So friends, do this at home. You will love it. I hope you enjoyed this today. Remember, enjoy cooking, enjoy entertaining, but most importantly, enjoy the experience. That's what it's all about. Cheers.
Cheers.
Until next time.